Donk Nation, Jackson, Jennings, greetings and welcome to your Daily Dose of Donkey with Ginger. It's your boy, the Viking Donkey, bringing you some Steelers talk after an absolute devastating loss in Cleveland. 6-13, the Steelers go down. My voice is going down too. But Gingy, I don't know what to say. We don't have last year's this week, but we can talk about the terrible offense, the good defense outside of the first quarter, or the cowardly coaching. I really don't care. Take your pick. Lead us in any direction you want. I don't got words.
Mutant Gingy in the house. What a terrible, absolutely terrible showing last week. Donkey didn't care for that at all. Lots of different speculations around that they really wanted to set up the Ravens Steelers this Sunday. I don't know about you, Donkey. I know what Laskers would say if he was here, though.
It's
And
very
that is
good
standard
script
is
writing.
the standard.
It's very good script writing, and yeah, it is the standard, man. 0-4-1 the last 5 times Mike Tomlin has faced the team that's 8 games or more under 500. 0-4-1. Dude, those are the teams that are the worst of the worst. The only way you can explain that is the coaching staff does not know how to devise a game plan that can beat another team. And, well, let's be honest here. When you're a bunch of cowards and are so worried about making sure that Myles Garrett doesn't surpass TJ Watt's sack record against your team, that's your whole offense, man. The whole offense is designed to make sure Myles Garrett doesn't get a sack. Get the hell out of here. I'm about to revoke anybody who supports any of these Steelers coaches' fan cards. If we lose this week at Baltimore, anyone who supports any of these bums, I'm pulling your fan card because this is not the crap we need, Gingy. We need a coach that wants to win a damn football game and stop worrying about keeping his boys in check. My goodness gracious.
The offense looked terrible for most of the game, except for the 2 final drives. The one where Mount Washington fumbled, or Mount Washington, right? That's going to be a big loss moving forward. And the one where we were ultimately stopped at the end of the game. Both of those drives, I saw some balls across the middle to Freiermuth. He picked up majority of his yards on those 2 drives. They were moving like crazy.
And it reminds 60 yards on the 2 drives. All 60 yards.
It really reminds me of when Ben used to just, I think, tune out the sideline and just start doing his own thing in a 2-minute drill. We seem to have success in that version of that offense. We had it with Ben, we have it with Aaron. I think the veteran guys got a certain touch on that type of scheming.
Jimmy, when your best pass catchers are tight ends and running backs, where the hell do you think you should throw the football? Oh, I don't know, over the middle? No, not in the Tomlin offense. My God, dude. It's rudimentary and we're just stupid.
It was super apparent that the Browns secondary was not at all intimidated by the receiving core that we had out on the field, minus DK Metcalf, minus Calvin Austin.
Where the hell's Roman Wilson at, man? He's created separation all year. Hasn't really had the numbers to show it, but the separation created by Roman Wilson's unmatched by these bums who are still out there. But I guess he took a piss in Bill Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers' Cheerios, and while he's at it, he pooped on top of Arthur Smith's head. My God, why is that kid not seeing the field?
That's a good question. Scotty Miller making some key plays on 3rd downs. Liking him.
4th and 1 go ball to Scotty Miller, dude. Just
yep. Let's run it.
I don't even know what to say.
We had some success on the ground. I really wish we would have stuck more there.
Yeah, early. At least early. Late in the game, I think we went a little too run heavy while we were losing. But early in the game, man, Warren is lighting them up a little bit. Give him the ball a little more.
Absolutely.
I mean, 4th and 1, we did the fake tush push play for like 29 yards. So the next 4th and 1, we throw a frickin' go ball. You know what, dude? I prefer discount double check 10-man offense on 4th and 1 more than Aaron Rodgers seeing the football, Gingy. And I'm sorry, I'm off the change right now. But I tried to talk about this game calmly in my bug cap because, didn't want to lose it with the kid. But my goodness gracious, Gingy, that was the most despicable display of football I have seen an offense do in such a long time. And it's because they were so scared of Myles Garrett. They didn't do what every other team who's beat the Browns has done. Like, look at the Jets hanging 27 on them. The Titans hanging like 30 on them. You know how they did it? They attacked them vertically. And what did the Steelers do all day? We're going to throw checkdowns for negative yards. Hardy, har, har. I think there was one point Aaron Rodgers was averaging like 1 yard a completion with 7 completions in the game. It is pathetic. It is despicable. And I don't know if it's fixable.
Oof. Wow. Besides that, Donkey, defense played well. I don't know, though. Defense got out-schemed. There were a couple plays where Shedeur threw some lame ducks into the air. Balls that felt like they floated for 18 and a half minutes. That just came down to a dude who didn't have a guy within 3 yards of him.
Okay, first off, only the first quarter where they gave up the field goal drive and the touchdown drive. All 10 Browns points that were them moving the ball were in the first quarter. And the play I'm going to highlight is, dude, Shedeur threw such a bad pass, Kyle Duggar couldn't find it on that touchdown. That's the only thing I can think. Kyle Duggar couldn't find the ball because it was so poorly thrown, Gingy.
What it looked like to me. I mean, he totally whiffed on it. He lost it in the stands or something on it. It looked weird to watch, but you could tell something happened there. The ball looked like it was like wobbling and like lame duck. I don't know.
He throws about 3 or 4 of those a game. That's why I said Shedeur's going to give us a chance. And let's be honest here. The defense, for the most part, took the chances. We took a couple of those sacks where he takes bad sacks. We got a couple interceptions. Herbig drops a pick 6. I mean, that hurts really bad. And Duggar misjudges what should have been another interception for a touchdown. But 10 points when you're forcing, 2 or 3 turnovers? My goodness gracious, to try to say the defense didn't play really good outside of putting us in the hole early, I think is an understatement. And honestly, if the defense played the average way they've been playing the last few weeks, that game would have been a blowout for the Browns. They really, in my opinion, they stepped up with huge absences, right? Like, I think at one point Jalen Ramsey had to come play corner again because we had no freaking corners left. And Chuck Clark's out there playing on the backside. You have Jack Sawyer getting snaps and an interception. My goodness gracious, this little... I don't understand why everyone gets hurt and the Steelers become a more aggressive football team on defense. But Jesus, where has this been the last 4 years, Gingy?
Defense played all right. They would have done enough to win the game had we been able to put any points on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about where it's been in years, Donkey. I don't know what you're talking about with the years.
Aggressive defense. It hasn't been here since what the heck? Since LeBeau was here is the last time I'd say maybe. Maybe a little bit of Butler. Maybe a little bit of Butler. I'm not even sure I can put him in there, but maybe.
No, don't think so.
But the defense playing aggressive, man. Letting Joey Porter Jr. put his hands on people when he's allowed to. Oh, it's a miracle. He looks so much better when you do that. I'm not sure what to say about this. I'm not sure where to go with this. It's just, dude, one of the more embarrassing games I can remember as a Steelers fan. This is almost as bad as, at least it wasn't in the playoffs this time.
It's rough. It's rough that it has to be in this position, but this sets us up for a massive primetime showdown with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. And let's not overlook this fact, Gingy.
Special teams.
2 weeks in a row, Boswell missing a big kick. Just think about it. If he makes that first field goal, the Steelers don't go for it on their own 20-yard line. It might be a 1-point game there at the end where we don't need a touchdown. He's got to make kicks. This week he can't afford to be the way he's been the last 2 weeks. He has to be Clutch Boswell this week.
We've gotten just about on everybody on this team so far this season, except for Chris Boswell. It takes until week 16, 17. But you're right. Very subpar last couple weeks. Missed some key kicks. Let's hope that he bounces back. I think we're going to need him this week, Donkey.
Most likely. I mean, it's it's the Steelers-Ravens game. It is what it is.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, Gingy. I don't know what to talk about here. We can talk about the zero offense the whole time. We can talk about the missed pick six by Herbig. We can talk about the drive that shows to me Mike Tomlin is a coward. What is it, about 7 minutes to go in the game? We get the ball at the 45 and we run the ball 3 straight frickin' times and then punt it. Now, the next drive, we'll go for it from our own 20. But from the 45, we're going to run the ball 3 straight times and punt it while we're losing. Make it make sense, Gingy, in any way, shape, form. I can't, so I'd like to see if you can make it make sense for me.
No, just seems to be pretty scared. Scared money don't make money.
Yeah, well, it doesn't.
And, playing ultra conservative to the point that it's being a detriment. For the record, we'll say this too on a different type of note. Not saying that this at all impacted the game. Well, it did impact the game, but not at all. Can't find yourself in this position. Not blaming it on it. Last play of the game was defensive pass interference.
Nah.
Just thought I'd throw it out there.
Full-heartedly disagree.
That's fine. I mean, he never got his head around. Hands were clearly all over the upper body. I don't know. There's not much.
Both guys are hand.
Say about that.
Both guys are hand.
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and whine and said that it was stolen or anything. That game should have been well in hand prior to that event. But in my opinion, they did turn the head the other way on the last play.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers just, instead of being dead set that he's going to throw it to this bum who hasn't done anything since becoming a Steeler, just either of the previous 2 plays, if he doesn't throw it on 3rd down, he has Gainwell for a walk-in touchdown. He doesn't throw it on 4th down, he has Thielen for a walk-in touchdown. But Aaron Rodgers is predetermining where he's going to the football, and he predetermines to go to a practice squad wide receiver against Denzel Ward, an all-pro corner. That's right off the bat. That should have never even been a thought. Your practice squad wide receiver is not going to beat an all-pro. You deserve to lose if that's the decision you make. And let's be honest here, Aaron Rodgers' decision-making that whole game sucked, and it was pathetic, and it was a cowardly way for Aaron Rodgers to not be the guy to get sacked to set the sack record. That's all that game was about. There's no excuse for it, but it's what it was.
You know, from a business standpoint, Donkey, not from a game standpoint, because it completely screwed them, but do you know how many still frames they would sell in Cleveland if it was the Steelers? That Miles, you know, that I just don't think the Rooneys wanted to have to. I don't think the Rooneys wanted to have to see Cleveland sell 18 million of those still frames.
If you're saying the Rooneys are more worried about things than winning, I agree with you. They don't give a shit about winning.
Yeah. I went in a roundabout way, but I'm just saying this is a business, Donkey, and there might be some elements of it that rise above.
Yeah, like keeping coaches too long, like keeping a coach who keeps you in the talk every year. Yeah, I agree.
Things like that.
These people don't care about winning.
Seats. Signing TJ Watt if you're going to go deep with it, okay, but we're not there yet. We'd like to. Is TJ playing this week? Is he suiting?
He is. He said he's playing. If you want to hear me and Gingy talk about the TJ Watt thing, there's a couple episodes in the offseason properly named. You could go back about 20 episodes or so. You'll find them. We have a good discussion about that already out there, Gingy.
We do. Check out the, what do we call it in the off season?
Nonsensical, baby.
The nonsensical. Oh, yes. Check it out, folks. There's a good discussion there about TJ. But we really need him to show up this week. That is one of the things that I feel like we ultimately miss without TJ, is that's any semblance of a true pass rush.
Dude, Herbig's been the best pass rusher on this team all year.
Yeah, but it's complimentary ball. I agree, down for down, but defenses don't scheme, I don't think, around Herbig. It doesn't change the week in practice. Right? Having TJ out there immediately, I think, changes the week in practice for Baltimore.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they like to let him go and let him run off the backside because that lets him run the ball right past him. That's what they've done the last couple years is really exploit T.J. Watt being over aggressive towards Lamar. I think it was last year, right, where we got swept by them, and pretty much every play was Lamar knew he was going to get the hit, but gave the ball to Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry ran for 5,500 yards, right? Like their game plan was to exploit TJ Watt, and they did it very successfully the last season in both games. Now this year, not so much, but then again, Blake Lively dropping the football for Baltimore is the whole reason why this game matters. 2 weeks in a row, Blake Lively costing them football games against the Bengals and then the Steelers is why we are where we are. So, hey, I called him Blake Lively. That's not his name. That's the actress. Isaiah Lively.
Likely.
Likely. There we go. Likely. Thank you. I'm all, dude. If you can't tell, I am in a very good state right now. My voice is probably the best it's ever sounded, and everybody likes it. It's like, why don't you talk like this all the time? You know,
Nah, you're just
people
a
like
nut.
that.
You're just a nut. Lost in the vortex of the 2026 grandeur.
Man, 2026 has been fun. I don't know what you're talking about. Happy New Year, everybody who hasn't already said it to people. Confetti, fireworks, champagne, or other things. I don't know. Sparklers setting bars on fire.
Football
Bad
donkey.
times. Bad times. All right, back to football. I don't
Football.
know. I'm trying to put this Browns game in perspective, man, and
I don't want to. I don't need any perspective on that. I think all's well with a win this week and a playoff. If we lose this week, we talk about this Browns game for the rest of eternity, donkey. So let's just leave it there.
The Steelers showing that they don't have the tenacity when it comes to players being dumb, aka not voiding DK Metcalf's contract. Do you think that's a bad sign for things to come?
Well, that's a double-edged sword, donkey. What do you say? Maybe you buy good faith with DK, he turns over a new leaf and becomes just an absolute pillar of the community and a monster on the field. Right? That's the...
Things
I'm not hearing anything, donkey.
For 100, Alex. Things I will sell for 100.
That's the other side of that coin, donkey. Do you think that happens here now that we've given him a
DK
second opportunity with $45 million?
Since he was in college. The dude's just George Pickens that played on the West Coast, but Steeler fans thought he'd be awesome because he wasn't George Pickens that played in Pittsburgh. You're right.
What's
that
up with
George
this?
Pickens that doesn't play anywhere.
It's still this whole story with this whole fan is very shady anyway, this guy. He needs to go.
I don't give a crap about the fan. Blaming others for your actions is the dumbest thing and the most American thing, by the way, but the dumbest thing ever. It's someone else's fault I'm stupid. No, go to school. Like, goddamn, dude. Everyone needs to learn how to take accountability. DK Metcalf did something stupid, and the Steelers are paying for it, Gingy. The Steelers are paying for it.
That's the problem.
I'm going to be honest with you. Does he make you not miss George Pickens? At least George Pickens played every game when he is healthy. This dude's a healthy scratch because he can't keep his damn panties on.
Donkey, what you're asking me here is do I want a dog shit sandwich? To play. A dog shit sandwich, excuse my language, but that's what it would be, or a booger sandwich, right? You can decide who is who, but we're not going down that road.
Dude, all I know is the Steelers with this awesome core of veteran receivers and Adam Thielen and Marquez Valdez-Scantling surely are intimidating. At least Calvin Austin III will be back this week. And maybe Roman Wilson will get some playing time even if he did poop on Arthur Smith's head. I don't know, maybe. But maybe there's
I haven't seen much of Roman Wilson at all.
No. And I don't understand it. The dude creates separation. The dude gets open. I know him and Aaron never seem to be on the same page, but let's be freaking honest here. Our passing offense, I don't think Aaron's on the same page with anyone not named freaking Gainwell. My goodness gracious.
By the way, I'm pretty sure
the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'd have to look it up, but it feels like we will be the only team in the NFL without at least 2 receivers with 500 yards, which is where we currently are. I feel like we have to be the only team in the NFL where that's the case.
That's nasty.
Yeah. Any closing things on the shit show we saw this week?
I don't. As I said, Donkey, this could be the type of thing where if the Steelers lose this week, that Browns game followed up by that Ravens game, we'll be talking about that quite some time. But a dub this week puts that to rest, and we probably never even speak of this again.
Oh, you bet best if you come on the offseason. We're going to speak on this again. Losing to a 3-12 football team when you have a chance to clinch a playoff berth, embarrassing. But let's move on to Baltimore. 37-27 all-time at Pittsburgh. It's 21-13. The biggest win was the Steelers by 37 points. That's a 37-0 shutout in 1997. Baltimore won by 28 points in 2011. That was 35-7. Longest streak, Pittsburgh had 2 5-gamers from 97 to 99 and 01-03. Baltimore had a 4-gamer from 15 to 16. The Steelers currently on a 1-game streak. Last year we got swept by the Ravens. Is it our year to sweep the Ravens, Gingy?
Let's go. I'd like to see it.
Oh, and if anyone's curious, we skipped the good, the bad, or the great, good, bad, and ugly because it was just freaking ugly, okay? I don't, nothing good. I have nothing good to say.
What would I have to say good?
No. The defense outside of the first quarter, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, and every punt landing inside the 20 for us. That's good too. Good job. Golfer's clap. Golfer's clap, baby violin, however you want to say it. Gingy, I have this weird feeling this game is going to be the game that ends our season, and it's going to be the game we talk about how, but Tomlin still deserves another chance because they only lost 17-16. But there's 2 scenarios I want to see. Just 2. Of course, scenario 1, the creme de la creme, the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Baltimore Ravens. Here we go, playoff Steelers. Boom, boom. But the scenario number 2, because maybe, just maybe, it gets us a different taste of this frickin' tapioca pudding that just seems to be sitting in our goddamn gauntlets all year. We're toasting with tapioca pudding. But maybe if Mike Tomlin loses, let's say 42-7, and it's an early blowout, and 3/4 of Acrisure Stadium for 3/4 of the game get a chant, fire Tomlin, maybe something happens. Those are the 2 scenarios I want to see happen. I don't think either one is the one I get to see, though, Gingy.
Why not, Donkey? Either one of those, I think, are fairly...
Derrick Henry. That's why.
He's not going to do... He's not going to do the thing. He's not going to do the thing he did last year. No, that's not. You see him last week?
You see him last week against Green Bay? He was prepping, baby. He was prepping, baby.
That's not going to. I saw it, but that's not going to happen, Donkey. I don't think so.
They're going to RPO Lamar. Lamar's going to throw the ball 5 frickin' times for 5 touchdowns.
I think they wore him out.
Not really, because they're going to lose 17-16, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, dude, you tell me coming off last week's game that there is any iota of confidence in this football team. And momentum and confidence is such a big thing in sports right now. And Baltimore's coming off the win they needed and then getting the life they needed by the lowly frickin' Browns. Do you really think the Steelers have a rebound in them? Do you really think Mike Tomlin has a rebound in him? And do you remember the last time we played on Sunday Night Football?
Huh? What? No.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you don't, because if you did, you would feel exactly how I do, Gingy.
No, it's not going to go like that, Donkey. This is going to be victory in Acrisure. No question.
No question?
No question.
Not even a little one?
Nah.
No, you think this
Tomlin told everybody to wait and keep watching. And see,
He
and this
said
is what
that
we're setting
for
up for.
5 damn years.
He just keep waiting, Donkey. Just keep watching.
When? Is it going to happen before
It's
or
coming
after
this
I
week,
die?
Donkey. It's
Well, if
coming
I
this
die.
week.
Yeah, okay. I got no words for you. You got to take it somewhere because I'm just nope. There's just a whole lot of nope in my head right now.
Someone's got to be optimistic here, Donkey.
Do we? Do we have to?
We do.
I don't think I have to be. After you just watched what I watched,
off
right?
the charts. Oh well, okay. You could talk about Derrick Henry and the RPO, but what about that Ravens defense? Huh?
What about that Steelers offense?
But it's just good enough to get by that defense.
Maybe if we had DK Metcalf, I might agree with you.
It's true. That's a big piece of this. That son of a gun. There's going to be a lot to talk about there.
I mean, Gingy, I know you want to be positive and happy. Did you see what this offense looked like without DK Metcalf? I'm just curious. Did you watch us play
scared.
Did you watch us play a 3-12 football team that had given up 30 points to the freaking Jets and Titans and score 6 points? Did you watch that? I'm just curious.
Nobody at all is scared of that offense in its current state.
I don't know if I have words, Gingy. I don't know how to feel. I believe our most recent Sunday night game we might have won because did we play the Browns on Sunday night? We might have played them on Sunday night and beat them. But before that was the Packers slacking. I remember that one. Man, I look at this Ravens team and I understand they have a lot of faults, right? But they're a team that's really played a lot better the last 2 months than the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're a team that's been positive, trending in the momentum way, right? And the Steelers, yeah, we've played all right football, I guess you could say. But at the end of the day, we had a chance to win the division against a freaking football team that was 3-12, Gingy, and we couldn't get it done.
We did. We didn't get it done.
What makes me think that same football team is going to now go against an 8-8 football team that's been playing a lot better? I believe they started the season 1-4, and now so that puts them what 7-4 since then. So a team that's winning 2/3 of their football games just beat a Packers team at Green Bay. What makes me think, and that was without their starting quarterback, by the way. Both teams playing without their starting quarterback. What makes me think this Steelers team has an iota of a chance in this football game?
Home field advantage and Renegade.
Renegade, when was the last time that worked? I believe we had to void a discussion a couple shows ago because you didn't want to have us talk about Renegade getting booed by the Steelers fans because it's been so useless recently. Right?
That's because they don't use it in the right situations. This is the time where you break it out and it works, Donkey. But in all honesty, I think that what we saw again last week from the offense was not indicative of what we saw against the Lions the week before, right?
Right. DK Metcalf is a difference maker. Full stop. Full stop.
One of those other guys need to step up.
Maker.
Calvin Austin needs to step up this week, big time.
I mean, I can see that happening. The Ravens have a terrible pass rush this year. I believe they're one of the worst teams in the NFL in terms of pass rush. So I could fully see that being a turning point of this football game, right? But at the same time, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if the Steelers beat the Ravens the first time we played them if Keaton Mitchell doesn't get hurt. Because he was the running back that lit us up. I think he had like 6 carries for 70 yards. Derrick Henry, 25 for another 100. Gingy, I don't see the Steelers stopping the Ravens running game. And I don't see this Ravens team, and Harbaugh especially, I don't see him trying to outsmart himself this time and throw the ball when they get in clutch situations. I honestly just see them running it, running it, running it, and saying, hey, Mike Tomlin, we know you're not going to try to beat us, so we'll just let you lose to yourself. It's what I see happening. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's about time they're due to beat us in Pittsburgh, right?
No, we don't want to hear none of this, donkey.
The way this
We're getting ready for
rivalry
the playoffs,
works,
baby.
the way this rivalry works, I think the last 2 times, or the 2 times prior to the last time, went the Steelers' way. So that means the Ravens are due for 2 in a row, and this will be their second in a row. Am I revealing right? Because I'm remembering back to the stretch, right? The immaculate extension play. You know, those key moments, those making moments, those winning moments, right? I feel like the way these two teams are, and these are both really well run franchises that really compete with each other all the time, it feels like the momentum on this time is due to go the way of the Ravens. I don't know why. I just, you can't tell me that everything leading to this doesn't make you feel that way. The way the Steelers are playing, the fact that they're without DK Metcalf, the fact Lamar's coming back, the fact that Derrick Henry just came off of being crowned a king again, right? I don't like any of the optics coming into this game, Gingy. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the fact that there's a team that seems to have momentum and one that doesn't. And you can make your decisions which one's which, but I think it's a pretty clear and evident one that 3 straight 100-yard game, Mr. Henry, averaging over 6 yards a carry every game his last 3 games, having 6 touchdowns over his last 3 games, coming off a 4-touchdown, 200-yard performance. The type of guy who builds momentum like Derrick Henry does, man, I hate to say it. I think the Steelers lose 17-16. I think we keep Mike Tomlin. And I think you and me have this same gosh darn conversation either in week 18 or the wild card week of the playoffs next year, Gingy. Mark my words. We're going to be here talking the same shit again.
Oh, that's a lot, donkey. That's a lot. Let's hope not. I think it's going to go differently. I think the Steelers are going to pull one through. King Henry is going to get his, but I think the Steelers' offense is going to pick up. Aaron Rodgers is going to have some heroics. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not buying the Aaron Rodgers defense of how many times have you seen me have back-to-back stinkers? Your whole goddamn Jets tenure. Okay, Aaron? Your whole goddamn Jets tenure. That's how often I've seen it.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope he's got it in him. Donkey, and then maybe some of them balls go our way. Like Herbig does take 1 pick six instead of dozen.
I don't think Lamar Jackson's anywhere near as bad as Shadur Sanders. MVP versus bottom tier starter type of talent level there. Difference. Just putting that out there.
Not an MVP.
But more so, old man Rodgers playing late at night, I just don't really have the confidence in it, especially when he doesn't have a receiver that creates matchup problems. Because in the NFL, the way you win is you create matchup nightmares for the other team. And let's be honest here, the 2 biggest nightmares in terms of matchups for the Steelers are both missing this game. We don't have Darnell Washington. We don't have DK Metcalf.
It's going to be tough, donkey. Going to have to see some other guys step up. Need to see something from Pat Freiermuth. Need to see something from the running backs.
Our best receiver out there might be Gainwell. Let's get to cash or trash here, Gingy. Let's start offensively. Aaron Rodgers goes over 200 yards passing. I'm going to make it a really low number because I have no faith in this team right now. 200 yards passing.
Cash it in. Of course he does.
Aaron Rodgers with a clean sheet of football. Cash or trash?
Oof. I think he puts one on the ground. I don't know if he throws one. Trash.
But
Both teams are going to turn the ball over.
Pittsburgh Steelers wide receivers break 75 yards combined, cash or trash.
75 combined?
Yeah. I'll give you every receiver on that team. Every one of them.
It's still such a tough call. I think they do cash it in.
Pittsburgh Steelers go over 120 rushing yards, cash or trash.
They have to. Donkey. They absolutely have to cash.
And the last one for the offense, Chris Boswell has a perfect day at work, cash or trash.
All's well that's balls well. We're going to see him come in clutch. Cash it in.
I'll be honest with you, outside of the last one, I think I would have trashed every question I asked there. Let's go defensively. TJ Watt's back. He gets 1.5 or more sacks, cash or trash.
Oh, trash that. He might get one, but I don't. The people scheme against him. Donkey.
That's fair to say. All right, on to number 2. The Steelers hold Derrick Henry under 150. That's how little confidence I have. I'm going to make the number 150 rushing yards, Gingy. Cash or trash?
Hold him under.
Yep.
Cash it in at 145.
Jesus Christ. That's even more than he had last time we played him. The Ravens are held under 200 yards total rushing, cash or trash.
Oh, they have to, Donkey. I know I said that before, but if you're going to let Henry run, you can't let Lamar run too. You think Lamar is at 100%? You think he's a running quarterback, or is he going to look kind? I guess he had some moments the first time we played him a couple weeks ago, but
yeah, it's like the first time he really ran the ball all year was against us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that back's been giving him issues. Do you think he's got that mobility available to him?
I think he intentionally sat out knowing this was the game he had to play. I'll leave it right at that. I think he knew this was the only game that was going to matter. I think he could have played last week, but he knew when Green Bay didn't start their guy that Henry was going to run over that defense without Micah Parsons. I think they intentionally held him out for this game so he'd be 100%.
Oof. Yeah, that's going to be tough then. Cash in the under 200, but that's questionable.
Defense forces 2 or more turnovers, cash or trash.
What do you think I'm going to say about the splash plays?
Oh,
no, of course they're gonna splash it up, Donkey. That's what. If they don't, we're gonna be talking real glum next week.
At least we're back to our normal way the show works, with Gingy with the black and gold optimism and me with my cynical, take on the Steelers. At least it's back to normal, so
come on, Steelers.
The Steelers being back to normal might not be a good thing, so I don't know about that one. All right. Last one. Lamar Jackson will be held under 250 passing yards, cash or trash.
Ooh. Trash that.
And a bonus one for you, Gingy. Renegade will get played during meaningful football? Cash or trash?
Cash that in.
I actually agree too. Now, part 2. Is it successful? Trash. But your take, Gingy.
It's going to be successful, Donkey. Defense is going to rally. The Ravens are going to crumble.
I like that you're optimistic again, Gingy. It makes it a little bit better of a show when there's those compiling points, and it's hard for me to be optimistic after what the hell I just witnessed. So I appreciate that. Now, Gingy, just give us a flow of how you think this game goes before we get to predictions.
I think that it's going to be an active offensive game, right? The ball is going to be moving around, but I think both teams are going to turn it over. Lots of bend, but don't break football. All comes down to the final drive. You know how it goes, Donkey. Steelers
standard is the standard. 9-8 is the standard.
9-8 and not making the playoffs. I do not want to be talking about that next week.
And or 9-8 and getting our butts kicked in the playoffs. That's also allowed. Okay, can't forget that one. 10-7 sometimes if it's a really embarrassing playoff loss.
Oof. Yeah. Cross that bridge when we come to it, Donkey.
Gigi, I have zero confidence in this team can figure it out. I don't think Arthur Smith can design a game plan that gets it done. I don't think Mike Tomlin will allow him to design a game plan to get it done. Because clearly, the guy who needs to be featured in this offense is Pat Freiermuth, because he is the best pass catcher currently on this team outside of Gainwell. They need to design plays to him over the middle. You know that's not how the Steelers run. That's not the way it's going to work. Hell, I don't think Aaron Rodgers has ever really been a big tight end type of guy when he uses it anyway. He's outside receivers, likes to throw outside the numbers. Always kind of been his way in his career. The way this thing's going, I have no confidence in the Steelers' ability to stop the Ravens' run game. Even when we kind of slowed down Henry the first matchup, Mitchell went off and was explosive. I don't like the way things match up here. I feel like the Ravens and Steelers are both bad-ish teams this year, and I feel like when the two teams are equal talent level, they split. Here's the problem. We already got ours. I think it's their turn to get theirs. And I've always said this too. Remember, the team that lost the prior matchup when teams are even in talent tend to win the next one because they know what adjustments they need to make while the other team thinks they did things right. I think that's what's going to kill the Steelers is the complacency of the coaching staff. And I think just like the Browns game, I think this game is lost before it even hits the field, Gingy.
What a sad story you speak of.
Well, one of us speaks truth. We get to find out who it is Sunday night.
Let's go.
All right, now let's get to some picks here. I think we got the Browns playing the Bengals. Why the hell not? You know what? Give me the Browns. Oscars likes the Bengals. I just kind of want to pick against them this week. Why the hell not?
Give me the Bengals.
Laskers likes the Ravens 28, Steelers 24 with the X factor of Derrick Henry having a couple touchdowns. Gingy, I like the Ravens 17, Steelers 16. That score's closer than you think it should be because the Steelers get a late score. Let's call it a field goal to make it a one-score game. And then Derrick Henry runs out the final 5 minutes of the clock because Tomlin kicked a field goal from the 20-yard line instead of going for a touchdown with 5 minutes to go. And we never see the ball again. Of course, Derrick Henry's my X factor as well. Gingy, how are you feeling?
I think, Donkey, that we're going to be a playoff team.
I hope you're right.
Steelers coming through 27-26 in a nail biter where the defense has to make the final stand against Lamar Jackson. My X factor? You know, can I have two? Donkey?
Hey, do whatever you want.
Is that legal? Okay, because I would like to have an X factor on offense of Kenneth Gainwell, a guy who we've been seeing produce all season, who we're going to see step up big.
MVP, son.
Big.
Put respect on that name. Eat that crow, Donkey. You didn't like him. Truth. All truth.
Defensive. We need a defensive X factor, Donkey. I think you're going to see something from Jalen Ramsey.
All right, that's fair. I like that. I can dig that.
Big splash. At least one turnover for Jalen.
Do you have any shout-outs from last week's game?
What do you think?
You got some call-outs from last week's game?
Oh.
I do have a shout-out, and it's not because of last week's game, but, dude, Kenneth Gainwell, I didn't think you had that speed in you, and you came here and proved me wrong, get the Steelers MVP. Shout out to you for doing that, man. Kudos, good job. Way to see it represent. And, hey, I'm glad to admit when I'm wrong, especially when someone outperforms my expectations. That makes me beyond happy. The other way kind of sucks. Just full stop. I guess that means Gingy. I gotta let him know I'm the Viking Donkey. It's Viking_Donkey at Twitch and Twitter. Your daily dose Donkey Gingers, where you get this awesome content. Sorry, my voice is a little gone, and I've tried my best to keep the highs and lows, the ebbs and flows, and not be monotone. But Gingy, let them know.
Mutant Gingy in the house. We are heading into week 18, people. This is for all the marbles on Sunday night. Steelers, Ravens. If you ain't hyped for this one, I don't even know what you're doing. Steelers fans, get them going. Wave them if you got them. Here we go, Steelers.